Good morning and hello, I'm Professor Curtin. This is a Forex Supermodel Racing Review for Tuesday the 14th of June 2022. Now, apologies, yesterday I got the day wrong. I say a lot of the time, a lot of people who know me would say I don't even know what day it is. Anyway, yesterday that was certainly true. Anyway, we got the date right, it was the 13th. We said it was Tuesday yesterday and it was Monday. Anyway, try and move on from that. Right, let's have a quick look at yesterday's results then. This is for Monday the 13th. We said it was Tuesday, but it's Monday the 13th yesterday. We were at Carlisle on the flat in the 215. We had to go at the front two in this race. The front two were number one, Princess Caline, which came second, Kalini or whatever, 2-1. And the number two, Calm Skies, was fifth at 11-10, which was last because there's 5 in the race. So what did we do? We were on the other three. We had a little interest in this global context, which came fourth at 10-1. So that was 0.25 actually, 0.25 a unit, 8.8-1. And then we got the eventual winner, which was Monica, which SP was 5-1. We got 0.31 of a unit approximately on at 8.2-1. So the execution was significantly superior there, and that did the business. So that was good. And the final one we're looking at was this Negwa, which came third at 11-2, and we got 0.31 of a unit on at 10-1. We actually lumped that onto Sportsbook, so that was good execution and lost obviously. But overall, we made a good profit yesterday, and the account is now coming up again, plus 46.45 units in profit. So if you want to get the chance, have a quick look at that. The previous run of this Monica, it was running at Newcastle on the weather, and if you look in the last sort of furlong and a half, you can see that it was the horse was trying to get through, and it was basically blocked in terms of trip. And it was basically treading water for a lot of the time, but ran exceptionally well. And it's these little clues that give you the edge anyway. So we'll stop it there and write up today's racing. Right, we're back. We've written up today's racing then for Tuesday the 14th of June. We've got no filter one, which is our structure filter. We've got no ratio filter. We do have an alternate, and it's at Brighton on the flat on the 550. It's an EBF, European Breeders' Fund. That stands for Maiden Class 5 2-year-old, 5 furlong, 215 yards, good to firm, modelled at 99. So this is basically a 6 furlong race. Now 99, the top figure for our modelling is 100, so this is very fast. So it's a fast 6 furlong at Brighton. The thing about Brighton is it's sort of undulating with a reasonably stiff uphill finish. It's a sort of a mix of, and the horse needs to have sort of a mixture of speed, balance and stamina, so it can be quite awkward, and it's all done at pace at 99. So you're on balance, it's sort of downhill, but there are other sections anyway. If you've ever been there, you'll know what I'm talking about. Right, so what we're looking at here then, you've got this number one Al Kazia, what is it? The 8-11 favourite. What do we know about that? Well, it's had 2 runs. 23rd of the 4th, Leicester Maiden 5 furlong, good to firm. Now Leicester is slower, but not that slow. It's about model 97. There's a bit of stamina involved there. And the other run this horse has had is at Goodwood 6 furlong, novice stakes, good, and that's model 98. Goodwood's quite quick. It's quite a good fit for Brighton. But this horse here looks like it's relatively underdeveloped. Its stamina will be tested at 6. It looks like it fades under the push. It's a fader. So that's what. And it's not super quick either, it's a fader, so we can get that on the chop, which is handy because it's odds on. And the other one, this is Zabi. What do we know about that? It's raced at Brighton at 5.5 furlongs, which is, well, it's actually 5 furlongs and 60 yards or whatever it is at Brighton. So it's 5. It's about 200 yards shorter than this current race, and it's also raced at Salisbury, which is a different kettle of fish, 6 furlongs. and Salisbury's quite a slog. It's modelled 95, so that's a lot slower. Now the thing about Zabi is it's quite a it's a leggy 2-year-old. You know, it's sort of very leggy, and it starts to bounce up and down when the push comes to shove because of its physical development, and it sort of bounces up and down on the spot, if you know what I mean. And it's very vulnerable to a resolute horse. That horse will do better as it gets older and goes further, but this isn't the day for it. So we can get rid of the front two, and what are we left with? Well, there's this number 2 Amarillo Gold, which is 100 to 1, which we're not going to get concerned with. So we're left with 2 FTOs, 2 first-time outers. Now you've got this XJ Rascal. What do we know about that as a horse? It's got Kodiak in the breeding, and Kodiak is a particularly speedy leading source of speed. So breeders tend to use Kodiak if they want speed, and this horse has it, and it's got other things in its favour as well. So we like XJ Rascal, and this other one, number 4 Xavier. It's a sort of a cheaper version, but it's a more gutsy sprinter. It's got a more standard sprinting pedigree, and so we quite like that one. So, and as we know, FTOs, they've not been out. We don't have any access to the gallops or trainer information, so we have to infer their ability. So obviously we've got risk in the fact that we've got no race course experience. But we've got the 2 horses in the 2 market leaders. This odds-on favourite, which is Alcazina, and it looks like a fader, which is not what you want. And this other one is leggy and looks like a bouncer up and down when it comes to the crutch. So these 2 horses, these FTOs, have one that's going to chop, and one that's going to pull up, basically fade. So if they're going to win, they've got a very good chance, and they've got the sort of profile of that. So basically that's the risk, and we're going to have a go at 0.25 of a unit win on each of these FTOs, and the Betfair over round at the moment is, what is it? It's about 104.8, so nearly 105%. So there's going to be some movement in these prices. And the likelihood is that these 2 have been written up well, Alcazina and Zabi, and they're going to shorten, and they're going to force these FTOs out, and you can get 6 to 1 at the moment, but we expect to get maybe 8s or 10s to 1s on some of them, and maybe 6 on one. We'll see how it goes, but there's going to be some market drift on these, and there's going to be some shortening on these. So we're going to hang fire till probably lunchtime or whenever to see how the market develops. But those are the 2 we're going to have a crack at. So that's what we're doing. We're taking on the front 2 with a pair of FTO 2-year-olds, first time outers, and we'll see how that goes. So thanks for subscribing, and we'll do what we can for you, and thanks for watching, and goodbye.